So we have an amazing formula that says that the dynamical zeta function is product over all prime cycles 1 minus Tp. So what are we going to do with it? The suggestion is, as each Tp is something that's proportional to, let's say, z to the np times other cycle weights we just computed in time up to now. If z is small, we can expand it. So we can pick up this term, and then we can pick up all products of all prime cycles, so P1, P2, Pk, of all k's. And then each one of them carries a minus sign, so there's a minus to the kth power. And then there's the product Tp1, Tp2, Tpk. And we'll put here a little dash saying that they have to be different prime cycles, not the same ones. Now this combination is very frequent, so we will even give it a name, or other people gave it a name. It's called a pseudo-cycle, and we'll give it notation T pi equals minus 1 k plus 1 Tp1 Tp2 Tpk. So it's concatenation of k different prime cycles, pseudo-cycle. And you'll see it's kind of almost a cycle model, as you'll see. So then we can write this formula in a slightly easier way, which is, this had to be plus 1, because for one cycle there's a minus sign. And that's this minus sign. So you can write it as sum over all pseudo-cycles, which are all products of all possible prime cycles, in which each prime cycle shows up only once at most. So that's the form of this. And what does individual pseudo-cycle look like? It is a product. So it has this minus 1 to the k plus 1. Then downstairs, it has a weight, which is a product of stabilities, expanding parts of Jacobians of all cycles. I'll write it in detail. And upstairs, it has this parameter beta, which we find convenient to manipulate observables. Observable computed on the pseudo-cycle minus as the period of the pseudo-cycle. And if you insist on having this discrete time zns, and things that cut topological weight, you could also put here an n pi, and what are all these things? So lambda of the prime cycle is simply the product of lambdas, because that's what you'll inherit from here, P2 lambda pk. Observable of a prime cycle is simply the sum. It shows up stairs. It's a sum of observable values on the first cycle plus observable value on the second cycle plus integrated observable evaluated on the case cycle. The period of pseudo-cycle is just simply sum of the periods, because again it shows up additively upstairs, P1 plus Tp2 plus tpk. And the topological length is just the sum of the lengths. Topological length is just a sum of the length of the first prime cycle, length of the second prime cycle, length to the p to the k. So that will help us a little bit with manipulation. We have a very condensed notation.